This is Drips News, bringing you the latest headlines shaping our world. Stay tuned for today's top stories, including Elon Musk's controversial statements on Social Security, a security breach at the White House involving a Russian journalist, market volatility on Wall Street, potential auto tariff hikes, protests against Elon Musk's leadership, diplomatic tensions surrounding Ukraine, Musk's criticism of X's community notes, and Dell's mixed Q4 results driven by AI demand. Buckle up, it's going to be an informative ride. Elon Musk ignited a firestorm by calling Social Security the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time on the Joe Rogan Experience. He claimed payouts are immediate while future obligations dwarf revenue, fueled by longer lifespans. His remarks mirror conservative critiques and raise fears of privatization. With the Social Security Administration projecting shortfalls by 2035, Democrats propose lifting the tax cap for high earners. Musk also alleged fraudulent payments to the deceased, further intensifying the debate over the safety net's future. This controversy sets the stage for a potentially explosive discussion on the future of American Social Security and leads us to our next story. In a stunning breach of protocol, a TASS reporter gained unauthorized access to President Trump's Oval Office meeting with Ukrainian President Zelensky, while major news outlets like AP and Reuters were reportedly excluded. The White House claims the journalist was escorted out, but the incident raises serious questions about press access, security, and potential bias, especially as the White House recently seized control of pool reporter selection. This occurred amidst U.S. mediation efforts in the Russia-Ukraine conflict and potential deals involving Ukrainian mineral resources. The AP is suing the administration over access restrictions, highlighting the escalating tensions surrounding media transparency. This shocking security lapse brings us to our next story. Wall Street endured a roller coaster February, ultimately closing in the red as the CNN Fear and Greed Index flashed extreme fear. Initial optimism from cooling inflation was quickly erased by a heated exchange at the White House, sending the VIX soaring. Despite a late-day rally on Friday, the S&P 500 and NASDAQ finished the week and month lower, with analysts citing concerns about high AI spending and economic slowdown, particularly impacting tech. Despite the turbulence, the market remains near its all-time high, with some experts dismissing the volatility as typical. From the highs and lows of Wall Street, our next story will bring you into another high-stakes drama. President Trump's proposed tariffs on Canadian and Mexican imports threaten to send car prices skyrocketing. The highly integrated North American auto industry relies on parts from all three countries, meaning even U.S.-assembled vehicles will face price hikes. Experts warn that a 25% tariff could impact everything from Ford F-150s to Teslas, with price changes hitting consumers within weeks. Ford CEO cautions of unprecedented damage to the U.S. auto industry if these tariffs are implemented long-term. Next up, we switch gears to a story about Elon Musk. The Tesla takedown movement saw protests erupt at over 50 Tesla showrooms across the U.S., targeting Elon Musk's role in the Department of Government Efficiency. Organizers are urging stakeholders to sell Tesla stock and join their cause, citing Musk's buyouts and layoffs as reasons for concern. Demonstrations featured chants and calls for Musk's removal. The movement is expanding internationally, with protests in Barcelona and planned events in major European cities. Protesters voiced concerns about Musk's influence and lack of oversight, especially regarding contracts like Starlink. Organizers are celebrating the turnout and impact of the demonstrations, providing a platform for public dissent. But the drama doesn't stop there. Our next story takes us across the Atlantic. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is in the UK for a critical summit with European leaders, including Prime Minister Keir Starmer and King Charles, following a tense meeting with U.S. President Donald Trump, where he faced accusations of ingratitude. The summit aims to revitalize peace efforts in the Russia-Ukraine war after the U.S. meeting strained Western alliances. Starmer plans to collaborate with France on a peace plan to present to the U.S., potentially challenging Trump's negotiation process with Russia. Zelensky secured a $2.8 billion loan agreement with the UK to bolster Ukraine's weapon production. The summit's urgency intensified after Trump's criticism of Zelensky, raising concerns among European leaders and exposing divisions within the Western alliance. This leads us to our next story. Elon Musk, owner of X, formerly Twitter, is now publicly criticizing the platform's community notes feature, which he once hailed as the ultimate weapon against misinformation. This change of heart comes after community notes corrected posts claiming low approval ratings for Ukraine's President Zelensky. A recent poll showed Zelensky with a 57% approval rating. Debunking those claims, Musk now alleges the system is being gamed by governments and legacy media. Without providing any evidence, he vows to fix community notes, sparking concerns about the future of content moderation on X and potential bias. Shifting gears once again, let's take a look into the world of business. Dell reported mixed Q4 results, exceeding earnings expectations but falling short on revenue estimates. Driven by soaring demand for AI systems, the company's stock has more than doubled in the past 2 years. Dell forecasts a significant surge in AI server sales, projecting $15 billion for the current fiscal year, up from $10 billion in fiscal 2025. The company boasts a $4.1 billion backlog in AI server orders. While current quarter revenue guidance is below estimates, Dell expects full-year revenue to align with expectations. Net income increased and Dell announced an 18% dividend increase and a $10 billion share repurchase program. The Infrastructure Solutions Group, particularly server sales, fueled much of the revenue growth. Dell also disclosed an internal investigation revealing unrecorded supplier credits deemed not material, leading to restated financial statements. That's all the news we have for you today. That's all for this edition of Drips News. Thank you for joining us on this whirlwind tour of today's most impactful stories. We hope you're leaving more informed and ready to tackle the day. Stay curious, stay informed, and we'll see you next time for another dose of Drips News.